Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to my messy room. Apologies for the lack of uploads lately from my end. I decided with the end of school coming, take a little bit of a break, get myself back together to figure out some new topics to talk about instead of just pushing stuff out randomly and without too much meaning or thought or whatever. And that changes today. Today we have a very exciting package. A few months ago, someone by the name of Remshi reached out to me after a live stream that I did and told me that he really liked what I was doing and he wanted me to check out one of the prototypes that he was coming up with. Now, to be completely honest, I was very appreciative of his words. It was awesome, but I did not expect to really hear much else about it because usually some prototypes never really take shape and it's fine, and especially not this quickly. This was like a few months ago, and now I have the thing in hand. This is the Remshi Kuno. Kuno, Kuno, and that name will be very apparent in a second here. This is a prototype. I'm actually one of the only ones to receive one, so Remshi, thank you not only for your kind words, but thank you for choosing me to be the one to send one of your prototypes to. I really, really do appreciate it. And I'm super excited to check this thing out. This thing is very interesting in a lot of key ways. But I will talk to you guys more about that when we get this thing open. Let's see what we got in the package. Got some extra packing material. And here this is. Now, again, this is a prototype. Remshi said that there would be three prototypes available for lottery later this month or later in like a month or so. Go follow his Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description since spelling it out for you isn't going to help. People are still going to ask for links. So go look in the description. There will be a pre-order up soon for this thing after the lotto for the prototypes is done. And yeah, let's crack this thing open and check it out. It's a very nice pouch. I like the pouch. So, this, right off the bat, you're probably wondering why I have the edit. This thing dwarfs anything else in my collection. And now you can see why it's called the Kuno. This thing dwarfs anything else in my collection. The biggest thing is the edit light, or the edit, and this thing is way longer than it, which is insane. But this thing, you can probably figure out why it's called the Kuno. It's got a beautiful kunai blade. And as someone who plays Kiriko in Overwatch 2, and believe me, I'm going to make a video later this week ranting about the Overwatch 2 situation. So be ready for that. Kiriko uses kunai. So this is really cool. But this is also really cool for a couple other reasons. First of all, 3.26 ounces. This thing is about as heavy as my full edit over there. And it is fully titanium. Trainer blade is titanium, handles are titanium, fully titanium, and pinsless. So this is essentially, and I know this is a vast oversimplification, but I'm still going to say it anyway. It's essentially a swordfish, but titanium, which is really cool. Now, this thing is also really cool to me for a couple other reasons, because I have said in the past that lightweight metal balisongs don't really interest me because I have plastic for that. If I want metal, I want it to be heavy. So this is going to sort of make a case for lighter metal balisongs. And also the swordfish was a balisong that I didn't really like because the handle bias was too much. But the weight on this, pretty sure this shouldn't have as heavy of a handle bias. We'll see once we get into it though. This thing looks amazing. It's got a very subtle texture on the face. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can't really feel it too much, but it looks nice nonetheless. Sandwich construction. I know Ty has his qualms about Sandwich, but I have not had enough Sandwich balisongs to really make a case for or against it. This thing looks really nice. Bushings, full titanium, 6. I'll give you guys the exact spec of it really quick here because I don't remember the numbers on it. 6AL-4V, if that means anything to anyone. Yeah, this thing looks really, really cool. Fully made in America, and interestingly, no like finish on it. This is all machine finish, which Machinist did a great job. This is all machine finish. And this is all, again, a prototype. So any small issues most likely will be worked out. But let's give this thing a flip. Actually, no, first. For being a pinsless Balisong, how does it sound that good? How does it sound that good for being a pinsless Balisong? That's insane. Okay, let's give this thing a flip. The Remshi Kuno. Here we go. Oh, thank goodness. Holy cow. It's got a very slight ring to it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear that in the recording. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. This is so... I had my qualms, again, like I said, what am I saying? Like I said before, the Swordfish was kind of on my shit list because it had way too heavy of a handle bias. And that's because a fully aluminum blade and a blade that's the same material as the handles can't really carry enough weight to support, especially since the Swordfish is like 3.8 or 4 ounces or something like that. So I was worried that this would sort of be the same case, but I was hopeful because of the lightweight. The lightweight means you can actually balance it correctly. And balance it correctly he has. He said light handle bias, and there was one thing in someone's story, someone has a Kuno and they fanned it. And you know when something's super handle bias, it doesn't fan very well? You can see it like kind of... This is a terrible example because the Kraken trainer doesn't even fan that badly. I don't even have anything that's that handle biased to notice. But you know when something's really handle biased? It just doesn't fan well. I saw someone fan it and it was like shaking around and it was very... You didn't have the flat fan. The flat fan, you know? You didn't have any of that. And I was worried it would be a bit too handle biased for my liking. But no. Light handle bias is actually light handle bias. So congratulations for accurately naming it. I had my doubts to begin with, I will be honest, but this is kind of awesome. It's also not as long as I thought it would be. I mean, you can really see how long it is. Specifically, the blade is super long, and I know that helps with balancing it out. But I figured that wouldn't feel the best, especially since I like smaller Balisongs. But no, this thing actually, it feels really good. I mean, look at that. The handles, the blade is almost as long as the handles. That's crazy. Oh, this thing feels great. It's got wonderful rounded handles, kind of reminiscent of like a Nami, kind of thinner, but they've got the rounding on the top. They feel really good. I don't get the full experience of the rounding because again, there is that like rectangular nature to them. So they don't feel exactly like square handles, but more rounded. They still feel a bit rectangular, but the rounding goes a long way to helping it not feel like a Nemesis or an Impusa, which I think a lot of people are going to like. It's essentially a Tsunami. I think the Tsunami is basically pretty much the same case. Oh, this flips so much better than I thought it was going to. I have to be honest. I was expecting to get it and like it and be like, oh, okay. I was expecting to get it and like it and be like, oh, this is pretty cool, but then be... you know, it wouldn't be like my favorite thing because handle bias is just not something that I enjoy basically at all anymore. If a Balisong is too handle biased, it is essentially just not, it's not that it's not flippable, it's just that I like fanning and choker fanning. And if something is too handle biased to fan and choker fan, it's not that I think it's bad, it's just not for me. But this is not that at all. Oh my gosh, it feels amazing. I'm going to give it a quick tap test because there's a little bit of play, but I think the channels might actually be big enough to accommodate it. Again, prototype, so don't expect perfection here. No tap. It's actually comparable to like the play and the feel of my Nemesis, which also still has no tap somehow, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, no tap on the prototype. Nice. And I also noticed, look at, can you guys see inside the handles? There's jeweling inside the handles. It looks amazing. So I can certainly see a little bit of the Nami influence here. Man, I like this thing a lot. And the weight is deceiving. If I had to guess what weight this was, what would I guess? What would I guess what weight this was if I had the edit in my hand? Okay, that's super weird. I was going to say the edit feels heavier, but it kind of doesn't. But it kind of does at the same time because of the handle bias. The edit's a bit more handle biased. This is a bit more floaty, I guess. Whew. And this isn't even broken in. Remshi said that the bushings might take a second, or the bushings and the washers might take like a day or two to work in, so that swing and sound will probably improve. But swing is perfect. Sound is incredible for a pinsless design. Oh my gosh. This thing's real. You have surprised me today, Remshi. And the thing that makes me really excited about this thing is that I just want to make sure there's nothing else. Okay, cool. Thing that makes me really excited about this thing is that this is full titanium. You can do whatever you want mod-wise. You could get the blade anodized blue, and then you could get the handles anodized green. Totally not spoiling what I've been thinking about for doing it. Or you could do like, oh, this would be so cool. You could do like a sunset fade on the handle or on the blade, and then a sunrise fade on the handles or something crazy. Like, you can go crazy with modding this thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, I like this a lot. So we have titanium and a lightweight, which makes this the perfect little like desk flipper, but also like a really good beater to carry around with you. Especially since the blade is like comically rounded. I don't mean that as a bad thing, but like there's a huge round on this, so I don't think too many people are going to think this is a real knife. The blade is thick enough. Definitely probably not going to bend. Definitely not going to bend or anything like that. I am going to do a bit of durability testing on this thing because it is titanium. I'm not afraid to beat it a little bit. And unlike my Impusa, which I don't beat that often because the ano is just too beautiful, I can beat this thing a little bit before I ano it and not really worry too much. So I'll come back with you guys to give you the full durability report, but if the swordfish has survived this long without any issues, I'm not really too concerned about this. Damn. I'm so happy that I like this thing. Because like I said at the beginning of the video, light metal Balisongs I thought really wouldn't be my thing. And I thought the handle bias would go a little crazy, but none of those are true. The weight feels amazing. It's so weird. It feels heavier than it is until you pick up something that's actually the same weight as it. Because, like, it feels about as heavy as an edit, and yet when I flip it, I don't feel like it's, like, too light or floaty or anything like that. It feels like maybe 3.5 ounces, like a Prisma. The Prisma doesn't really feel too heavy or too light to me. Well, now it does, because I'm used to the Kuno. But the Prisma doesn't really have, like, it doesn't really feel too heavy or too light. Same with this. The weight is really, really nice. Plenty of grip because the handles are very... I guess that's how you balance it. You make the handles, like, almost nothing. Because you've got these huge hole patterns. And then you have basically a sandwich design because the whole side is empty. So, yeah. Whew. Okay, I am very impressed with this thing. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can go check out Remshi's Instagram page, where I'm sure he will give more info on the ordering process of this. I think he said estimated MSRP is like $600, um, which is expensive, but I believe he also gets his stuff machined all in the US, which is pretty cool. Yeah, go check out his Instagram for more info. Pre-orders, like I said earlier, happening after the the 3 prototypes have been lottoed off. This one is mine, so thank you so much, Remshi, for thank you again for sending me one. This is a really, really cool thing. I am honored to be the person that you go to send one of your prototypes to for feedback. Because usually Ty's the one who's working with people. I sit over here, I play with my little plastic toys in the corner. Oh yeah, Remshi's been hyping up someone special who's going to get one of these, who you're familiar with, who's going to be at Blade Show. That is me, in case you haven't figured it out yet. So if you're going to Blade Show and you're interested in testing out the Kuno, I will absolutely be making room in my case. This is going to take the spot of something else important, so I don't know what I'm going to get rid of. Maybe like the Beta Calico, or probably won't bring the Kraken trainer, actually. That's probably a good call. So yeah, I'll be at Blade Show with this thing. If you want to give it a try, come find me. Just be like, yo, check out or let me see the Kuno. And then just for transparency's sake, I'm not sponsored or anything. This is just something that Remshi sent me to get my feedback on and for me to make a blade bias about. So, yeah. Ow, that really hurt. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to go flip this thing a lot, actually, because the Nemesis has been the thing that I've been flipping while I've been sitting at my desk. But I always worry that I'm going to drop it right into the tempered glass side panel of my PC and break it. So, I'm going to trade this out. Although I am worried. The Nemesis already feels really heavy. We'll see how this goes. Thank you all for watching. Go check out Remshi's stuff. This is the beginning. I mean, the fact that he got this thing out as quickly as he did is very impressive to me. Especially in a world where I'm kind of run down by people sending me like, oh, hey, I'm going to make a prototype. Not even, I shouldn't say sending me, because that doesn't really happen. In a world in the Balisong community where so many people post like 3D models of Balisongs that quite literally never exist, it's really refreshing to see something. My camera just stopped for literally no reason. Sorry about that. I don't think he showed off like 3D models or anything like that. I could be wrong. But I think this was mostly just like once he got it in hand, then he started talking about it, which is great. So yeah, go check this thing out. If you want to buy one, 2 are on pass around, and then he'll lotto those off. I think it'll work like JK does it, where you can just enter for free, and then if you win, you get the chance to pay for one. So go check that out. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. I'll do a week with the Kuno in obviously a week before I go off to Blade Show. Give you guys my full impressions on this thing. But yeah, good work, Remshi, and thank you again for sending me one. All right, I'm gonna stop gushing now. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.